Alright, what's up YouTube? So, back in the shed for this week's project. I think it's going to be a really cool one. I'm going to be making a bit of a shop sign that's probably going to sit up there for now, but in the near future it's going to be hopefully a nice looking sign for when I look at doing the market stalls around my area and trying to sell some things, but also trying to promote Mind Creations and sort of put the word out and put my name out to sort of people that might be interested in having me make things. But that's a whole nother thing, and so we're just going to be making a sign and hopefully it turns out pretty cool. So just going to be dremeling out my logo, and then we're going to be doing a lot of planing and a lot of sanding because the wood was pretty rough and pretty cupped. It came from all the way from underneath my house in the pile of timber that they left here when we brought it, and I have no idea. So yeah, it should look pretty cool. It's a pretty nice piece. It's a little bit thinner than what I'd like, but yeah, we'll get into that later. So let's get into it. So as you can see, mixing up some epoxy, and we're just going to be doing, basically I've got this ready to roll, and the idea is that I've got this edge that I want to fill with epoxy, with black epoxy, but I want to fill it mostly with sort of bits of timber, and I've got resin and like some of my crazy resin, just little shards of that, and just anything I could find that looks cool. And so basically the idea is that I'm going to be sort of pouring it in, hoping that it'll all sort of stick in there. And then the idea is that hopefully with the black epoxy it'll sort of just mix and should look pretty cool in the end. Alright, so as you can see, it's a bit of a mess, and I got a couple of shots of the epoxy, but then I kind of didn't get a chance to move it to get all of this. And yes, I sound like crap because I have like super fun cold, so that's cool. So basically the plan is, at the moment I've poured the red and I've poured the black in this side. Well, I did this side the other day. I mixed up the last of my resin to 1 to 5 when it was meant to be 1 to 2. So I then poured it, mixed it, did everything, and it has not gone off at all. And I now don't have any more of that epoxy, and the last of my really clear stuff I'm keeping because I need to use it for the wedding rings that I'm working on. And so I've decided I'm just going to rip all this crap off and get rid of all the shit epoxy and timber that I put in here that did not go off at all, and I've decided that I'm just going to shape it and F the whole bit because it's just pissing me off, and I want to finish this thing and see how it looks. So basically just going to rip all this out, and then I'm just going to be figuring out where I think I can try to make a bit of a form to it. So I might even take up some of the timber up onto this side, but we're just going to get this cleaned up and see how we go. as you just seen, I'm embracing the chaos of this thing, and I've decided to shape it and just go F it and go a bit crazy, and I think it's going to look cool when it's done. So the idea, instead of being all nice and flat, Mind Creations will be a little bit raised, so I'm not really fucking with that too much. I don't know why I was doing that effort thing, because like, yeah, but you know, I'm going a bit crazy here. But I've decided I'm basically just going to be, cut this out, get rid of the shitty bit. I'm going to shape this. I've architected it and just sort of taken out scoops, that's the word I want, everywhere. I'm just sort of shaving and making it all different heights and just kind of just going with it, and then I'll random orbit the crap out of it, and it'll all sort of smooth it all out and make it look cool, hopefully. So either that, or I'm just going to throw it in the bin, and we'll see. So I decided to leave this top section relatively not scooped out, and just sort of do the sides and the bottom, and I think it'll look cool. So now I just made myself so much more sanding. But at least it's going to be done, because I've been trying to get this done for way too long, and I just want to move on. But I actually really like it, and I think it's going to look cool. So sanding, yeah, I'm not a big fan of sanding, but let's do it. So as you can see, sign's all finished. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Definitely a few things that I probably could do a little bit different, but I think overall it turned out pretty cool. They obviously didn't plan to have to do all this stuff at the bottom, all the cutting out. I want it to be more like the top, but I think the idea worked pretty cool, and overall I think it looks kind of, you know, I like it sort of being a little bit rough here and there, but the words really pop, and this epoxy looks cool, and so yeah, overall I think it turned out pretty sick. So if you want to hit like, that'd be sick. If you want to hit subscribe, that'd be awesome. And if you want to check out other videos, there'll be a thingy here. So till the next one, peace.